Good afternoon, everyone. Call to order our city council meeting. We'll have a roll call. Ms. Marsh.
Mayor Cleo McCaw.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Karen Winfrey.
Present.
Councilmember Benny.
Present.
Councilmember Faye Jackson.
Present.
Councilmember David Jones.
Present.
Councilmember Angelica Landry.
Present.
Councilmember Mark Rodriguez.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll have our invocation by Pastor Justin McPeak of Thunder Mountain Church. And after the invocation has concluded, we'll have our pledge of allegiance by Councilwoman Jackson. Can you please stand?
Thank you for the opportunity to pray. And so let's pray right now. Father, I thank you for this evening, and I pray for each of the council members here that you would give them wisdom and discernment and guidance as they work for the good of our community to make decisions as you would see fit, as you lead and direct them, as you desire good for this city of Sierra Vista. May you guide them, may you direct them, may they hear your call, and may they hear your voice and lead in that way. And I just pray in the next couple of weeks, in light of Easter and that approaching, that you may be found in this city, in this place. For those that are looking for you, may they have an experience with you, God. May they have an encounter with you. So thank you for the leaders that you have placed and entrusted this city to. And as I've prayed a number of times, but please guide and direct them and help them to create unity in this community, in this city. And Jesus, I pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Everyone, please join me to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Justin McPeak. Appreciate the prayer. Appreciate the pledge of allegiance to our flag. And now we have awards and presentations. We have Ms. Alex Kazemeier, who's coming with the 2025 WaterWise Youth Poster Contest Awards presentation.
No wedding.
And no wedding. I was looking for
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I'm happy to see lots of student and parent and loved ones' faces to celebrate the poster contest 2025. So this is the 28th annual poster contest. So you guys are participating in a long tradition of water conservation posters. So as you can see on the presentation, there were 132 entries from 19 classes in 6 schools. So it was pretty solidly competitive. And we got to see some really great artwork. And I think that this is a really great program, and I'm really excited to present these awards to the winners today. All right, so I will kind of flip through, and I will get a chance to see all these posters. And as I call your name, if you're here, if you're not here, then you're not getting this message, then please come up and I will give you your award. All right, here you go. Oh, also, everyone who has won is welcome to come to the Cove Pool Party tomorrow, 3:30 to 5:30. And you can bring younger siblings if you would like. It should be a really fun time. We'll have snacks, and that's probably half of the reason why some people do the poster contest, but that's okay. All right. So first place in 3rd grade, we have an apologies in advance for if I mess up your name. Lily Adame? Is Lily here? Okay, so we've got Lily.
Cheers.
Okay, Evelyn Quinn. I know that Evelyn is here. Let's go ahead. You welcome to come up, please.
Water flowing, keep plants growing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
We got a little well up there.
Where?
Okay, Elizabeth Mejia.
Clear the well.
Congratulations. Go
Cutie.
ahead and stand next to her.
What? Got a little dress on.
Look at hot power. I love it.
All right, Riley House. Italia Espinosa, I don't know. Oh, you're here. Okay, great. And it's been great to see some repeat winners. So some people who won last year and they won again this year. Honorable mention, James Turner. Are you here? Did you sneak in? Okay, well, we'll give him a round of applause anyway. Wait, Callie Bennett, I know that you are here. Congratulations. Caitlin Montiel, are you here today? Okay. Congratulations to her.
Nice.
Irene McLeish, you here today? There's Irene.
Pretty good.
Congratulations.
I couldn't trace it.
All right, and then the grand prize winner, I just did these according to grade order, is Eli Gonzalez. And the grand prize poster is going to be at the Cove in a really big actual poster size, so that everyone can enjoy it. And there's also going to be 2 framed ones, one that can go to the school and one that you can enjoy at home. All right, fantastic. Yep, give another round of applause. Okay, we still got more. Sorry, Vivian McDowell, are you here? Okay, either way, how beautiful. Congratulations to her. Haley Sterna.
That was
Congratulations.
the Diamondback.
Isabel Medina. Here, that's okay.
Do you want that
Camila
to come back here
O'Leary.
so they can have-
Make it today, but that's okay.
We'll do it after.
Mark Rieger. I don't believe that he made it today, but we can give him a round of applause anyway. Cesar Morales. Congratulations. And Frankie Somoza. Congratulations.
All right, we gotta move.
And Aurelie Romero. Congratulations. All right. So if we'd like to take any pictures, I will stop talking.
Hey, Adam.
There you go.
Yeah.
Adam got it.
Oh, Adam.
Adam.
Adam. Hey, Adam.
He's in his own work.
Yeah, and maybe we have
Then
the
come
older
right here.
students go in the
So-
back.
Let's go even further back.
And then the taller ones.
Come
back.
join us.
Come join us.
All right, that's pretty good.
Tall
And
ones
then
back.
move a
A couple
little
on this
bit.
end, yeah,
There you go.
good stuff.
Older grades, they just have
Hide us so we don't look bad in the picture.
they can come behind them,
Not bad in the
just in
picture.
case you're in it.
All right, 1, 2, 3, and we have another photographer too. So.
One, two, three. Go.
And we got parents. And we got.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
I want to mention that April is Water Awareness Month, which is part of why we're doing this poster contest. And I wanted to let everyone know that all of the winning posters will also be on display at the library starting May 1st. So you can see them all displayed in, you know where I'm talking about, in the hallway where they usually have just various artworks. So I have that reserved for May, and you guys will get to see copies of your artworks displayed there as well. Fantastic. I'm really grateful to see such a full house, and I know that I'm really grateful to City Council for giving us the space to recognize our student artists. And let's give everyone one quick round of applause again.
And Alex, we have a proclamation for you for the Water Awareness Month. The proclamation reads as such. Whereas, to ensure that an adequate water supply for the future, everyone must be more water wise. And whereas good stewardship of our natural resources is priority for the city of Sierra Vista, and each person can make a difference. And whereas Water Awareness Month is observed statewide to help raise water awareness. And whereas the city and the Water Wise provide opportunities for the public to learn about water conservation and the role it plays in the lives of the residents of our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Cleo McCaw, Mayor of Sierra Vista, Arizona, hereby proclaim the month of April 2025 to be Water Awareness Month, in and for the city of Sierra Vista. A witness whereof I have hereto set my hand and caused the great seal of the city of Sierra Vista to be affixed this 10th day of April in the year of our Lord 2025, Independence of the United States 248. Cleo McCaw, Mayor.
And really quick, there were a couple of people that snuck in before I was able to nab them to sign a photo release. So if you are one of those people, then I will find you, or come find me. That's probably better. Yeah, not a bad way. Okay, thank you.
We have a couple more proclamations. Proclamation to celebrate San Pedro Day. Any representative here for San Pedro? Yes, sir. We have a proclamation for San Pedro Day. Celebrate the San Pedro Day. Whereas the state of Arizona has designated April as Water Awareness Month.
He gives you another proclamation.
I think it's okay, because I think it's it is Water Awareness Month.
Okay, all right. Excellent. We try. Whereas the state of Arizona designated April as Water Awareness Month, whereas the city of Sierra Vista and Fort Huachuca are leaders in water conservation that seek to preserve the San Pedro River. Whereas the Friends of the San Pedro River, a Bureau of Land Management partner organization, has worked towards the same goals since 1987. And whereas the Friends of the San Pedro River is holding a celebrate the San Pedro event on April 12th to teach nature and water conservation and encourage recreational use of the San Pedro Riparian National Conservation Area. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Cleo McCaw II, Mayor of City of Sierra Vista, do hereby proclaim April 12th, 2025, celebrate the San Pedro Day, in and for the city of Sierra Vista, in witness whereof I have hereto set my hand and caused the great seal of the city of Sierra Vista to be affixed this 10th day of April in the year of our Lord, 2025, in Independence of the United States 248. Cleo McCaw, Mayor.
Thank you. All of you who did your WaterWise posters, come on down to San Pedro House Saturday morning. Learn why we need to conserve all that water. You're invited. Thank you.
Our next proclamation is Week of the Young Child. Yes. Sir, thank you for representing. And you do not look.
I'm a young child.
A little bit like Melissa.
Whereas all the Arizona's children deserve access to quality early care and education environments. And whereas quality child care programs build children's lifelong learning skills during critical years from birth to the age of 5. Early care and education teachers and care providers are essential workforce that help Arizona parents get to work or school. Whereas, First Things First and Arizona Association for the Education of Young Children work to improve equitable early childhood opportunities that provide a strong start for children in Sierra Vista and surrounding areas. Whereas First Things First, Arizona Association for Education of Young Children, Southern Arizona Association for the Education of Young Children, and other community organizations in conjunction with the National Association for the Education of Young Children are celebrating the 54th anniversary of the Week of the Young Child. Now therefore be resolved that I, Cleo McCaw, Mayor of the City of Sierra Vista, do hereby proclaim April 5th through the 11th, 2025, as Week of the Young Child, in and for the City of Sierra Vista, in witness whereof I have hereto set my hand and to cause the great seal of the City of Sierra Vista to be affixed this 10th day of April, the year of our Lord, 2025, in the independence of the United States, 248. Cleo McCaw, Mayor.
Always a pleasure to be before City Council staff and, of course, the City of Sierra Vista. My name is Dimitri Simonton. I'm the president of the Industrial Development Authority of the City of Sierra Vista, but representing business and industry on the First Things First Cochise Regional Council. We are so happy to celebrate our youth birth through 5 as we continue to work to improve education and provide quality first education, scholarships, and other resources throughout the community. But now switching lanes and speaking as just a member of the community, as everything seems to be restructuring and under attack, First Things First is another one of those institutions. And right now there are talks and discussions and plans to consolidate some of the regional councils. And what that means is the millions of dollars that's supposed to come to our area will not necessarily be decided on by council members in Sierra Vista and Cochise County, but potentially larger regional councils. We would lose representation and potentially funding that should be coming directly into Sierra Vista and Cochise County. So as we celebrate our young children, I also want to implore all of you to advocate, research what First Things First is, reach out to the state offices, and make sure that we keep our Cochise Regional Council. Thank you.
Representatives from Fair Housing. Proclamation. Whereas the 1968 and 1988 Federal Fair Housing Acts declared that it is national policy to ensure equal opportunities in housing. And whereas these acts prohibit discrimination in the sale, rental, leasing, and financing of housing or land on the basis of race, color, national origin, religion, sex, disability, or familial status. Whereas April 2025 marks the 57th annual celebration of Fair Housing Month. Now therefore be resolved that I, Cleo McCaw, Mayor of the City of Sierra Vista, do hereby proclaim 2025 to be Fair Housing Month, in and for the City of Sierra Vista, in witness whereof I have hereto set my hand and to cause the great seal of the City of Sierra Vista to be affixed this 10th day of April in the year of our Lord 2025 in the independence of the United States 248. Cleo McCaw, Mayor.
Randy Wilcoxon. I'm a broker here, a real estate broker in Sierra Vista. And fair housing is important to everyone. It gives everyone a fair opportunity to own or rent property or get lending. It's hard to believe that it took until 1968 for something like this to happen, but it's a great cause to make sure that everyone is treated fairly. Thank you, Mayor.
Once again, thank you, and congratulations to all the art participants. Some beautiful art. Me and Councilman Benning was commenting, some of y'all draw better than us. So y'all did a great job, great job. And we will now have item number 1, Councilman Jones.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the agenda for the regular city council meeting of April 10th, 2025 be approved.
Second. Probably moved in second. Are there any discussion items? Call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, is passed. We're going to now go to our city manager report, sir.
Thank you, Mayor McCall, members of the council. We have a number of items tonight, so a little longer than normal. First, your next regularly scheduled work session is scheduled for Tuesday, the 22nd of April, 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. Continuation of our budget work sessions, going over our personnel, O&M, and capital budgets, and as well as other items as it pertains to the budget. And we also have the executive report, the continuation from the last meeting. Your next regular council meeting is scheduled for Thursday the 24th, 5 p.m. also here in the council chambers. I mentioned Tuesday that we did receive our February sales tax report, and pleased to report that the arrows were at least green, even if it was only by 1%, and we're not red. So that's encouraging, and hopefully that trend will continue. I had a meeting with the CCOM Joint Powers Authority Board this morning, and we went over that budget as well, and that will be presented individually to the council and the Board of Supervisors. I will be going to the Board of Supervisors meeting on May 1st to help present that. But also of interest at that meeting is we're now looking to expand our footprint into Graham County. We have the city of Safford, Thatcher, and Graham County also interested in joining, and there will be some tours next week. So our family of dispatch customers is growing. Number of reports tonight on projects. A lot of work going on around town or going to be happening. First, the tennis court and swimming pool demo at the golf center, Pueblo del Sol, was awarded to Cat Claw Contractors, and we got a very good price there of $28,000. I know demolition started, and I wish I had this report Tuesday to tell you, but I did not have it in my hand, and I would have certainly got that out to you earlier before it started, so I apologize for that, but that is what's going on. Also, we have the sewer line repair. As you know, Fry Boulevard is closed, and that will continue to be the case until about April 24th. And of course, we want to have that sewer line repaired before ADOT comes through and does the repaving of that area. So that is going on. Also dependent on that is the Martin Luther King reconstruction from Avenida Escuela to SR 90, and that has been awarded to K&G, and that will start up soon after ADOT is finished with their work on the state highways. Our annual street maintenance was also awarded to K&G, and that work will start April 14th and should be completed by the end of the fiscal year. And then the Garden Avenue Streetscape project also awarded to K&G, and that work is set to start in mid-May and hopefully be completed by the end of the calendar year. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you, Mayor McConnell.
Any questions, discussion items for? None? We'll move on. Item number 2, Councilman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the consent agenda consisting of the work session meeting minutes of March 25, 2025, regular meeting minutes of March 27, 2025, and Resolution 2025-024, reappointment of Alfred Spurgeon to the Sierra Vista Transportation Commission, said term to expire April 30th, 2027, be approved.
Second.
Probably moved in second. Are there discussion items? None? Call for the vote. Those in favor? Opposed? None. We'll go to our next item. Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that Resolution 2025-025, General Plan Amendment to Land Use Map 100 and 102 North 1st Street from commercial to high-density residential be approved.
Second.
We properly moved in second. Staff report. Mr. Matt.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. I'll be filling in for Blake Fisher today, who needed a day off.
Yes, sir.
So for the sake of efficiency and clarity, my presentation is going to be covering items 3 and 4 of the agenda, which are interrelated but require separate actions, as was explained on Tuesday. The applications pertain to 2 platted lots on the west side of North First Street that comprise about 0.38 acres, as shown on the map exhibit. They were recently purchased by Cochise College Foundation in support of their residential construction program. Over the course of an academic school year, students are involved in all aspects of single-family home construction under the supervision of the superintendent, Doug Scharbaum, who is in attendance this evening. They are currently wrapping up their 6th home in Fry Town site. During the previous academic school year, they built a home on a lot on Danny Lane in the Sulger subdivision. Item 3 of this request is to amend the future land use map, map 1 of Vista 2030 of the general plan to change the current designation on the property from commercial to high-density residential. The item 4 request is to approve an amendment to the zoning map to change the current classification from general commercial to manufactured home residence. Here is a image showing the property from the street where you can see the 2 lots are presently vacant. In terms of background, the property was annexed into the city limits as part of a larger annexation in June of 1997. As required by state law, the city assigned the nearest equivalent zoning designation to the site, which was general commercial. The site was formerly occupied by a manufactured home, which was removed about a decade ago. It's remained vacant ever since, with no apparent interest for redeveloping the property and for commercial use. As portrayed on this map, the subject property borders high-density residential land uses to the north and the west. The zoning pattern essentially mirrors the future land use map, with general commercial adjoining the manufactured home residence district on the same sides. The Development Code asks the council to evaluate the significant changes that have occurred in the area since the land use was assigned and compatibility with the surrounding area. In terms of our analysis of the request, staff finds that the proposed high-density residential land use designation is consistent with the existing and planned development pattern along North First Street. You may recall the city carried out an abatement of burned out and dilapidated structures of the lots to the north. The city entered into an administrative consent order with the purchaser of the lots, Earl and Monica Wheatley, who acquired the property at a foreclosure auction and agreed to construct site-built single-family homes on each of the lots. They generously agreed to donate the lot north of Larry Bellier to the foundation, which is the location of their current build. The proposed map amendment will facilitate positive infill redevelopment in a manner that's consistent with the goals and strategies of the general plan. And of course, existing infrastructure is in place, which is sufficient to serve the subject property. Gil Fuentes took this picture that's of the home that's currently under construction this afternoon. They are sold at a market rate, and the proceeds that are raised fund future construction projects. This has been a tremendous partnership, of course, with the college to raise the bar of the neighborhood in Frytown. The Development Code establishes criteria to be considered for rezoning applications. The applicant is to demonstrate the need and justification for the change, compatibility with the general plan, and the public benefit that will accrue to the public at large and not just the applicant. This is not a spot zone. This is a logical extension of the MHR zoning district. As Blake mentioned at the work session on Tuesday, there are regulatory constraints to redeveloping the relatively small site for commercial use while meeting required on-site setbacks, on-site parking setbacks, and buffering. All the public notices requirements have been met on these applications. No member of the public attended the neighborhood meeting preceding the planning and zoning hearing. These recommendations, these applications come to you with a unanimous vote in favor from the Planning and Zoning Commission and a positive recommendation from city staff. Again, items 3 and 4 will require separate votes from the council, and at this time, I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions? No questions? No discussion items? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? None. It is passed. We go to item number 4.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that ordinance 2025-002, rezoning of 100 and 100 and 102 North First Street from general commercial to manufactured home residence be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved second. Been properly moved and second. Staff report, sir.
I'll just reiterate my previous remarks. This is the corresponding amendment to the zoning map to implement the land use designation that you just approved for the property.
Yes, sir. More discussion items? Yes, sir.
Just a comment. It's good to see the First Street. You know, there was just that one lonely house for a while. You know,
yes.
Now he's gonna have some neighbors. So it's good. I like to see, you know, obviously that new growth there after the fire and all that mess we had there. So I'm glad this is working out. Just driving through there, it looks it looks much better already with that other Cochise College project already going up on the other side. So I'm looking forward to seeing First Street flourish again.
Absolutely. Excellent.
It's right. Its backyard is the mural, the hummingbird mural we put on the water tower during the pandemic. So yeah, it's looking nice.
No other discussion items. I call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? None. Hearing none, seeing none is passed. Item number 5. Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that resolution 2025-026, a conditional use permit for 100 West Cayeton Drive for domestic crisis transitional housing be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, sir.
Okay, so this is a request to amend the conditional use permit that was previously issued to allow the installation of 4 dwelling units on the subject property. The 1.2 acre site is located at 100 West Cayeton. The proposed development involves a small portion of the property east of the existing building, representing about a fifth of an acre. The property is zoned general commercial, which allows multifamily dwellings by right. The Development Code defines multifamily dwellings as one structure containing more than 2 dwelling units on a single lot or parcel, or a single lot or parcel containing more than 2 dwelling units. In this case, it's the latter part of the definition. While the site is zoned commercial and the use of the expansion area as defined by the Development Code as multifamily dwellings, the proposed use of the individual buildings on the site will be single family. The permitting of this project involves multiple layers of interdepartmental review against different sets of codes. Beyond this conditional use permit, we are currently reviewing a modification to the previously approved site plan and building permit applications for the installation of the proposed tiny homes, which are built in a factory in Tucson and certified by the state as being in compliance with the same building codes that are currently adopted by the city. Here's a street view image of the property that's currently under consideration. As you can see, it's a little overgrown at the present time. That's about to change. The reason for this application is the original conditional use permit in 2006 was tied to a site plan for the ultimate build-out of this property, which showed a future addition to the building that was constructed. The property owner is seeking to revise this site plan to replace the building addition with 4 independent dwellings oriented around an internal courtyard that will function as a recreational gathering space for the residents, and that concept plan was presented to you as part of the CDBG application process. Here is a rendering of the site plan that's under review that shows the layout of the homes. There are 3 2-bedroom units and 1 1-bedroom unit on the north side of the property. Development Code establishes review criteria that must be met in order to grant the conditional use approval. They relate to the proposed use being compatible with the site and the surrounding area, adequate infrastructure and facilities being in place, and the proposed use being in alignment with the goals and strategies of the general plan. Based on a review, staff finds that the proposed dwelling units will be a suitable land use transition between the existing residential care facility, which possesses a commercial appearance, and the single-family homes to the north and the east. The applicant has agreed to install landscaping and street trees along the frontages, which you will see in the renderings that Terrence will be sharing with you following my presentation. This will increase compatibility with the adjacent uses. Existing on-site and site parking through the agreement that was stipulated with the original conditional use permit will be sufficient to satisfy the parking needs of the 4 tiny homes. The impact on traffic will be negligible. The units will be connected to an existing 8-inch public sewer line that adjoins the property in the alley. To the south, staff finds the request to be consistent with the applicable goals and strategies of the general plan. Staff followed the public notice procedures prescribed by the development code. The applicant has held a neighborhood meeting in advance of the public hearing. One resident attended the meeting who lives across the street from the subject property. She expressed concerns regarding the structures blocking her views of the mountains, the building appearance, the need for landscaping and a fence or wall, sidewalk width, grading and drainage plan, and the traffic at the intersection potentially posing a risk to the children residing in the homes. At the planning and zoning hearing, the president of the Columbian Association was uncomfortable with the men being considered eligible for housing, which Mr. Watkins from CCS will address in his remarks. He was also concerned about the potential of parking issues arising during events at Columbian Hall. This comes to you with a unanimous vote by the Planning and Zoning Commission. Staff recommends approval of the permit subject to the following conditions being met. Number 1, the extended expansion will consist not more than 4 independent dwelling units and accessory yard improvements. Each dwelling unit will not be occupied more than a single family. The minimum lease term shall be for more than 30 days, subject to tenant rights under the Arizona Residential Landlord and Tenant Act. No custodial or medical care will be provided within the dwelling units. The concept plan shown in Exhibit B of Resolution 2006-002 shall be replaced with a modified site plan, subject to administrative approval by the city, certifying that the development code requirements associated with the proposed expansion are met prior to any building permit being issued for the proposed dwelling units. The modified site plan shall include a landscape plan that provides for landscaping in the front and exterior side yards and includes trees at a rate of not less than 1 tree for each 50 feet of street frontage. These stipulations are agreed to by the applicant and will help establish the parameters for the associated building permits for this project. And with that, I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your presentation. To address the one concern the neighbor had about the sidewalks, since just south of there, there's a bus stop, does that fall within the FTA grant? Was like 250 feet?
Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey, the city actually recently constructed the sidewalks along Taylor and Cayetan on this property through the FTA grant, so and in compliance with our public works standards. So they are 5 feet wide with a ramp at the intersection.
Hopefully she's happy about that.
Yes, sir.
I thought that the minimum lease term was for not more than 30 days. I must have heard wrong.
Mr. Mayor, Councilmember Jones, less than 30 days is considered transient occupancy and is falls under a different use classification than what's being what's under review. And so the applicant will share with you the intended lease terms for these residents to give them additional runway to help stabilize their lives. Right now, it's 120 days at the facility, and then they'll be provided an additional 12-month lease within these homes to help get their lives.
Yeah, I thought 30 days, not more than 30 days was pretty restrictive, so I'm glad it's not that.
These will
Yes,
be
sir.
just like rental units that you see throughout the neighborhood.
Can you go back 3 slides, maybe 4? I just want to make a comment. Thank you. So I want to thank you because for community development and smart people that can tell me what I'm reading and what I'm looking at, because that was crazy. But after looking at it and after your explanations, it comes more clear. So I just want to say thank you for what y'all do, and looking forward to this being
Appreciate the comment.
being in our community.
And we also have representatives from Catholic Community Services, as well as the builder of the tiny homes had an opportunity to tour his facility in Tucson. Outstanding.
Oh, cool.
Yes, sir. So, if you want to come up too as well, sir.
Come on down. Here is next contestant. I love that show.
Good to see you, Terrence.
Oh, wow.
And you have officially moved down here?
No, sir. I haven't officially.
Oh,
Got a house.
I consider myself a Sierra Vistan just because I spend half of my life here now.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, Mayor, City Council, staff, I am very grateful and appreciative for you allowing us to come here. I know I always come and I bring like really long PowerPoint presentations with a whole lot of words, so I tried to dumb it down a little bit and keep it nice and short. Or will. And so, and Matt said they love pictures. So we got renderings for you too.
oh man.
They got pictures for you, Mark.
Thank
so
you.
we're good.
Hey, I'm an imagery analyst. I need
Big
pictures.
words. We're good.
I need pictures. I'm an imagery analyst.
I'd like to present the K. Loper Homes presentation. A little bit of background. CCS got a generous donation from the Bezos family, and we decided that we wanted to use it to help our individuals that are in transit, that are in domestic violence shelters, transition into independent housing. CCS partnered with the Ideal Institute to have 4 tiny homes built. We applied for the City of Sierra Vista's fiscal year 2025 CDBG grant, and we came and presented, and so it was kind of like a little bit out of place because we were presenting for extra money before we even asked for this. But that was on the 27th, and we presented to the P&Z Commission on April 1st as well. So before I get started, I do need to make a clarification. During my previous presentation, it was brought to me by members of the community that I misspoke. Individuals that live in Sierra Vista are absolutely able to go to the Forgash House and ask for safety. If every person, when they come in, they will all receive an intake and a safety plan will be made. If that individual states that they do not feel safe remaining in Sierra Vista, then we would be able to transfer them out to the other communities through a safety transfer. And it's the same at all of the other shelters that we're in. Sorry, I caught a lot of smoke for that one. All right, so welcome to our life. For the families who do request the safety transfer, who have elected to remain in the city of Sierra Vista, they often arrive with just the clothes on their back. Once the fleeing family arrives at the Forgash House, they now begin the process of rebuilding their lives, and it can replacing identification, obtaining employment, dealing with legal issues, getting clothes, job. Like we're starting over from the ground up. Most DV shelters and the funding allots us 120 days, and for most that's just not enough time, especially if I'm starting over with kids. So we decided that the best use of our funding, the best use of the Bezos funding rather, would be that we created housing for those families who are unfortunate enough to find themselves in that situation. CCS proposes to install a total of 4 tiny homes, 3 2-bedrooms and 1 bedroom, to be used as transitional housing for families who are transitioning out of Forgash. The participants can remain in the housing for up to 12 months. I agree, 30 days would not be nearly enough, sir. To ensure that the homes remain affordable, CCS will cap the rents at HUD's fiscal year 2024 FMRs. We didn't even go with the 2025. That being said, a 1-bedroom, the full rent for a 1-bedroom is $913, and the full rent for a 2-bedroom would be $1067. But we also have a subsidy that we apply to it from the Bezos Foundation in the amount of $704 per month, meaning that the family that is in the 1-bedroom apartment will pay $209 a month for their rent. And the families in the 3 bedrooms will pay $363 per month, and that includes all utilities.
2-bedroom.
That's amazing.
Case management services, every single person who comes into any one of our shelter programs, be it Good Neighbor Alliance or Forgash or any of our shelter programs, you're all going to receive the same level of services. So everyone's getting a holistic, person-centered assessment of needs. Using that, we create your service plan. It's an individualized service plan, so no 2-person service plan looks the same. And it's your service plan, so it has to be what you're agreeing to, and we want to walk beside you and help you accomplish what you want to do. But we offer case management, trauma counseling, peer support, employment, education, legal advocacy. We make sure that we help you apply for any benefits that you're eligible for. So SNAP, WIP, WIC. I don't even know what WIP is. Sorry. Let's try that again. SNAP, WIC, and daycare, transportation, and any other benefits that you might be eligible for. So summary, see, I told you I'd be nice, quick, and short and sweet. We come before the mayor, city council, city officials, and the citizens of Sierra Vista to request your approval and support in developing the K. Loper homes, sorry. This project will afford families who are trying to rebuild their life the additional time and resources needed to create a solid foundation for their future. Brought all the pictures together for questions.
Good. Any questions, comments? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming and presenting and sharing more information. We got some information at the CDBG grant meeting thing that we had, but I think it's really great to come and expand a little bit more on that and share more about what's going on. I really love this project and being able to provide these for these families. And as Councilmember Jones said, 30 days is not that long. So it's really great that they have that extra time, and then they're able to have rent where because starting over is difficult. And if you don't have a lot of time, then it's really easy to fall back to what's known, even though it's not the best situation for you and your children and stuff. So I think this is great that there's so many services that are available to these families. They're able to kind of, sometimes you just need a little bit of a boost to kind of get going, especially if you experience some trauma and things like that. So I'm really excited about having this in our community, and thank you guys for everything that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you're going to present. Are you saying something too, or are you just? I want to cut you off.
Came up to catch him if he falls.
All right. I think he needs a snack. We're talking about snacks right now. You got me thinking about snacks.
Or unless you guys need.
I think he's on it. I'm hungry too. But I just want to thank you guys, all the staff. You know, I love when projects overlap like this. Like you just talked about, you were just here for the CDBG, and now we're doing some rezoning. So it's like a lot of staff work. So I love that the staff and people just connect the dots and see the vision for things like this, and we're able to be a small part of it. So I'm thankful that we can do that. But people like the P&Z Commission, the Fort Guest House does amazing things for our community. You know, a lot of people don't even know it exists. The people that need to know where it's at and what they do, and people that really don't need to probably don't know what it's about. But obviously, it's a great organization that is always looking for help, and it's very important for our community. I like the affordable housing part and how you show that it's affordable, because that term gets thrown around a lot, and it's not a real thing. But this is obviously a real thing. And to the Bezos family, is it the same Bezos? Like if I buy something from Amazon, am I contributing to you guys?
Yes, sir. So please shop up.
All right. So
Okay.
Keep buying.
all those boxes that show up that me and my wife have, we're supporting you that way as well. So thank you to there and K. Loper and for the pictures. Great project going forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing it and hopefully grow, and maybe this will be project one of many. You know, I would love to see this expand to other locations.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You said Project One, Matt. K. Loper, you're representing K. Loper?
No. So
No, not Terrence, the gentleman with you.
I know.
Yeah, I'm actually Ideal Trade Institute.
Yeah.
We actually built these homes in a trade school just in South Tucson.
Oh, okay.
So these are actually student built to Arizona statutes and codes. The mayor and some of the council members have been to our school. We invite you guys all to come visit. It's a very exciting place. But we are training the next generation of craftsmen. We would love to put one of those schools here to help with the trade crisis that's going on in Sierra Vista, and also affordable housing. So anytime I can stand here and support such a great cause like domestic violence, and if there's questions on how we build it, these are built not as a manufactured home. These are built to the same standards that this building is built to, and to the same standards that residential codes are built to. They don't have trailer, they don't have wheels, they don't have any of that. Even though we build them in a manufacturer facility with students, the inspection process is ran even better than a manufacturing plant would be because of all of the things that we do. So
You're building these right now?
We actually built 3 of them already. We can build them faster than we can permit them.
Wow.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I had a follow-up question. So you've done something like this project before?
Say again?
No, I'm talking. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yes, we have, and we've got one that's a little larger than this going on and being permitted in Douglas. We have another one in Tucson. We have another one that's actually being permitted in Tucson. Did I say Tucson? I said Eloy, and also Eloy, and all around the state. The first one that we actually did was in Utah. The state regulations in Arizona are pretty steep, and so we actually took some of our homes in Utah and installed them there for a facility there also. And so we're not only statewide, but multi-statewide too.
Sir.
Thank you.
We had spoke before SVEC about a year or two ago, maybe, and about this project that you guys were doing, the ideal, and I love that it's still around. I was worried because then there was a sign on the building in Tucson that said it was closed or relocating or something like that.
Yes, we quadrupled in size. I got a lot of very concerning phone calls when that sign went up.
So that's a good thing. It means you outgrew that spot.
We did. We outgrew it when we moved in.
Perfect.
And we've outgrown the space that my COO is here, and we
Awesome.
already outgrew that space. And we are looking to expand, and Sierra Vista would be a great place to
Yeah, we talked about this back one, and it would be a great opportunity for a trade school. You know, obviously the need is there. Trades are amazing and definitely underfunded and underutilized. Not everybody needs to go to a 4-year college, and we need people in trades, obviously. And the fact of the way you guys do it, where you teach flooring, electrical, you know, plumbing, all that's done there, and those students learn how to build one from the bottom to the top. It's not just done in a factory somewhere, and we don't know like the quality of the work. So that's why I really like your program.
I appreciate that.
And when the students graduate, what are they certified to do?
Yeah, so they actually get a contractor's license. So it's a state board, so we prepare them for it. They take it. It's called an R62 license. And then the next license they can get after that requires 3 years of experience. But what they do in the school counts towards that 3 years of experience. So they get what's called an R62 license, and then when they upgrade their other licenses to a K1 or a KB1, those years at that school, and even longer if we keep them, count towards that general contractor's license.
Wow, that's
The last
amazing.
point I had is all those students that get these certs, and we've had a big problem when it comes to us. You know, we get funding for emergency repairs to houses down here. We can't find contractors that'll work for the money. They won't come from Tucson or even locally sometimes because they're small projects. So if we can somehow keep your pool of contractors if they want to stay in the area, like connect with our when we have those issues when we're trying to find contractors through our website, the procurement site, Procure Now. Maybe just make sure you guys they understand how they can. I know before Ms. Kenny talked about how how contractors can get involved with city projects. So I think it's important to make sure they know that cities like ours are always looking for contractors to do work like that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Here's what I like. You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, he eats for the rest of his life. We're not just building houses in our community on a spot that we have. And it's a trickle effect. We talk all the time about the community working within the community to do good things. And that's what we're doing, not just what CCS is bringing to the community, but working with the trade schools. We're teaching a young person how to make a living for the rest of their life. So we're getting away with some. So we're bringing that back. We're teaching a trade. We're giving them purpose. We're giving them that experience going forward. Then we're taking somebody who's had a rough life, and we're not just providing them shelter. We're giving them the resources to have a better life. So they're not just, hey, I get to sleep in this for 30 days or more because that's my rent. Here's a cheap rent. It's we're here. We're going to fix what we need. We're going to learn what we have to do to better our life and to move forward. And that's what I like when the community comes together and people like CCS coming to our community. You're doing amazing things. It's not just with the Forgash House. It's Good Neighbor Alliance and what you're doing with them, other nonprofits that you're working with. And that's bringing the community and relative nonprofits together to do and serve a purpose. So I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to these being built. The drawings the renditions are amazing.
Thank you. One last question. What's your class size, and how many classes do you do a year?
So we used to do one to two classes a year. So the classes would be about 60 to 70 class sizes. But now we do them monthly, and we accept 12 to 24 students a month now. And once we grow our facility and have a larger facility, we'll be able to do 100 to 200 a month.
Nice. Excellent. Great.
Which we are looking for funding and of course, a good facility to bring that to.
All right.
I like that plug. It was,
It's a card.
Love it.
that was smooth.
It's a card.
But
I'm
it's
sorry. Can
amazing.
I ask for the opportunity to answer Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey's question? Kay Loper is Karen Loper. She was a Sierra Vista native, and she moved here in 1986. She worked for the school district for a long time, and she volunteered a lot of her time to Forgash House. Eventually, she ended up working there full time, and she really touched the lives of many people. She actually ended up passing away a few years ago, and so we absolutely wanted to name this after her in memory of her honor.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Thank you.
One last thing, in this discussion and the comments that were made, domestic crisis, transitional housing, it sees no gender. It can happen to anyone. So I know people just have open minds, understand that it can happen to men too. So whether men or women live there, I don't think that really matters. It's just if you need help, then this is what this project is for.
Amazing.
Gentlemen, we appreciate your presentation, and thank you for all that you do. Thank you for what you do for our community.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Wow.
So I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. And item number 6, Councilwoman Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2025-027, a conditional use permit for 999 East Fry Boulevard for a 100-foot communication tower be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. Staff report, Mr. Pergel. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of council. So, Smart Real Estate on behalf of SmartLink Real Estate on behalf of AT&T are proposing a 100-foot communications tower designed as a pine tree or monopine to be located on a vacant pad at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Now, the development code requires a conditional use permit for communication towers 60 feet in height or greater, hence the reason we are here tonight. The total lease area of the site is 50 feet by 50 feet. It will include the tower and associated ground-mounted equipment that will be screened with an 8-foot masonry wall. The tower will provide for a co-location of at least 2 additional carriers. So the applicant needs to be able to justify the need for a new communication tower for approval of the CUP. Now, the applicant has stated that the new tower will reduce coverage gaps and provide better coverage for surrounding residences, businesses, and the First Responder Network Authority, which dedicates communications for first responders and emergency services. Now, the applicant has provided propagation maps to show how the proposed tower will provide better service for the network. And as was explained on Tuesday, the red areas provide the greatest coverage in the network. So as you can see here, this is AZ L01617R, which is the proposed tower. And you can see there's a coverage gap located right here. With the tower installed, you see that the coverage gap is gone, and you have better coverage in this area. Now, the development code requires that the applicants provide substantial evidence demonstrating that existing towers or structures cannot accommodate and provide the proposed telecommunications services. In other words, constructing a new communications tower should only be considered when all alternative options have been exhausted. Now, the applicant has provided a map showing the surrounding towers in the area and the reasons why these alternative locations would not provide the needed coverage for the network. The applicant has stated that the alternative towers could not be used due to their lower height, no capacity for 5G, no availability to co-locate, or they are located outside the coverage area. Now, staff requested the applicant provide additional information to justify constructing a 100-foot tower a macro site, versus a microsite, which are smaller antennas attached to streetlights and power poles. According to the applicant, macro sites offer greater capacity and coverage for businesses and residential properties, whereas microsites are used for smaller residential areas where existing infrastructure is the only way to provide coverage for the area. Since the goal is to close a coverage gap that serves a large geographic area, a macro site, or in this case the 100-foot communication tower, is more applicable. Now let's take a look at the design of the communications tower. The development code requires communication towers to utilize camouflage techniques where feasible. According to the applicant, the proposed monopine will include design features that will increase the realistic effect and overall aesthetic of the tower. These features include that the length of the branches shall be in proportion to the height of the monopine as determined by the city. Secondly, the density of the branches shall be a minimum of 3 branches per foot. Third, branches shall extend beyond all antennas by at least 12 inches. Fourth, branches shall begin a minimum of 15 feet from the ground. Next, the top of the faux tree shall be a minimum of 5 feet above the highest antenna. And finally, brown paint or bark cladding acceptable to the city shall be used to conceal the vertical sections of the structure. Now let's take a look at staff's analysis, starting with the site suitability. Now, the development code requires that the minimum setback distance for the property line for communications towers be equal to 110% of the height of the proposed tower or 110% of the distance between the top of the tower and the breakpoint. Further, the code states that the setback distance for an adjoining residential zoning district shall be equal to twice the height of the proposed tower. The tower does meet all setback requirements. Looking at the traffic impacts, there will be minimal operations or employees on the site. The applicant stated maintenance would occur approximately once a month. As a result, no additional parking is needed. Regarding the noise impacts, the applicant will be constructing an 8-foot wall, which will minimize any noise from the ground-mounted equipment such as an AC generator. Next, taking a look at the compatibility with the surrounding areas. The property is zoned general commercial with no immediate residences in the area. The tower will be set back from 5 Boulevard and 7th Street, partially obscured by existing buildings. Now, provided in your packets, of course, were the photo simulations of the proposed tower taken from various points in the surrounding area. If you look at the screen here, we see this first photo simulation is from looking east from 7th Street. You can see that a portion of it is obscured from the existing car wash. This second photo is taken from internally on the site from the parking lot, looking westbound rather, towards 7th Street. And this final photo is taken from Fry Boulevard, kind of looking northwest, again, somewhat obscured by the Progressive building closer to Fry Boulevard. So the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimous approval of this request at their April 1st meeting. The city is required to notify all property owners within 500 feet of the property and provide date and times of the public hearings. The city received one letter of support from the city fire marshal, Don Foster, stating that the new tower will greatly improve fire and EMS communications that rely on the first responder network. The letter is attached. I do want to mention that the applicant is here, Bill Koenig, representing AT&T and SmartLink, who can answer any questions you may have. And this does conclude staff's report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, comments? Sir?
I mean, we talked about mostly on Tuesday, but just in thinking, like, this would be like, it's not realistic, I'm sure, but just like, when I think about cities that have those big cameras on, you can click on the city website and it has like a camera, you can see the whole city, like 100 foot in the air, that'd be a good place to put a camera, like a 360 view of our city.
Well,
if we could somehow tie this into that 100-foot tree at one point, I don't know if that's possible in the future.
That's not something I've ever seen done.
Okay.
I can ask a question.
Yeah. It's like a tourism thing. Like you go to somebody's city's website, you see how beautiful our weather is by looking at that camera. You know, it shows our mountains and, you know, our awesome construction moving forward towards the construction area. You know.
There have been times they've reserved spots on these towers for communications for the city or for fire and things like that. I just haven't seen a camera done, so I can certainly ask that question. I don't know about the 100-foot up top, because that's where the antennas are going, but
Right.
maybe a little bit lower down.
Okay.
And again, depends on interfering with future co-location, on poles. It's set up for two more people to go up on there, but
Okay.
there may be some spot where that might work. I can certainly ask.
Just a question, yeah.
Thank you.
Good question, man.
Yeah, that is a really cool idea. I know that Ramsey Canyon has they have a live cam by the hummingbird feeders.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. So that would be cool.
All right, for the record, my name's Bill Koenig, SmartLink, representing AT&T.
Thank you, Bill. Sir.
Thanks, sir.
All right. I call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Thank you, sir. And we'll go to item number 7. Councilman Jones.
Okay.
Okay. Item number 7.
He's looking at the tree.
He's still thinking about the tree.
It's really cool.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution 2025-028, a conditional use permit for 2151 South Highway 92 for a place of worship be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved to second. Staff report, Mr. Pregler.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of council. The First Baptist Church of Tombstone congregation closed their current place of worship in Tombstone and is seeking to relocate to a new building in Sierra Vista. The church is proposed to be located at 2151 East Sierra Vista, or South Highway 92 in Cochise Vista Plaza. The operations of the church will include a worship center located in Suite 108 and a children's religious education center located in Suite 109. The church, to be reestablished as Shout Church, Inc., will be leasing the 2 suites until such time as the congregation has enough funds to either purchase or build a new worship facility. In addition to the conditional use permit, tenant improvements will be required to accommodate the functions of the church. Now, the development code requires a conditional use permit for a place of worship use in all zoning districts, again, hence the reason, the purpose of this request. Now, let's take a look at staff's analysis, starting with the site suitability. First, the surrounding properties and uses are commercial. The place of worship and the children's religious education, which function as commercial uses, will have minimal impacts on adjacent uses, as many of the businesses will be closed during the worship and education services, which are typically on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Now, they also will be providing Bible study, which will be occurring on Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and on Fridays from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., again, after the closure of many of the businesses. Secondly, the site is adequately parked for a place of worship. According to the development code, the minimum number of spaces for this particular church is 29 total spaces. There are approximately 126 parking spaces in the shopping center and 7 staff parking spaces behind the 2 suites, which more than meets the parking demand for the place of worship. Thirdly, based on the most recent business inventory as completed in September, 47% of the total units in the plaza are vacant. The church would reduce the vacancy rate and contribute to maintaining the financial viability of the plaza. Next, the church's ability to serve. There are currently 2 accessible points into the site, both from frontage road. According to the ITE Traffic Generation Manual, the average vehicle trips on Sunday for this particular church will be less than 46 vehicles, which can be accommodated by frontage road and State Route 92. The applicant is proposing to construct a second ADA accessible bathroom. The shopping center is currently served by city sewer, which will be able to handle the additional connection. Finally, the church's compatibility with the surrounding area. As previously stated, the surrounding zoning and land uses are commercial. Many of the businesses are closed during the services, so there will be minimal impacts on the surrounding area. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimous approval of this request at their April 1st meeting. The city is required to notify the public of the dates and times of the hearings. The city has received 1 comment of support from the owner of Cochise Plaza, which is attached. And there is representation from the applicant here tonight, should you have any questions. And this does conclude staff's report, Mr. Mayor.
Questions or comments?
No, like I mentioned on Tuesday, I don't want La Katrina Beauty Bar to be felt left out because they're not, giving some love on this map, but they do exist in this strip mall. And like you said on Tuesday, maybe the church people will give some business to Los Dos Brothers and Golden Dragon as well, which
Golden Dragon.
Good place to eat after church, Good place to eat after church. If you haven't been to Golden Dragon, they're remodeled inside too. All the fish tanks are gone, unfortunately, but it's still good food.
Okay.
Councilman Rodriguez, they close it on Sundays.
Close it on Sundays?
Yeah, Golden Dragons, cutting their hours on Sundays.
Dos Bros.
Leave it to Arizona at work.
Dos
tomorrow
Bros will pick up
night.
the slack. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you for that, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. I have a comment. real
Oh,
quick,
yes,
too.
ma'am.
A lot of the resolutions that we've had tonight have mentioned the P and Z commission. The P and Z commission. We do have a P and Z commission member here tonight, Mr. Wilcox. So I appreciate you being here.
Excellent. Any more comments, questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Go to item number 8, Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2025-029, adding the Public Safety Personnel Retirement System and Arizona State Retirement System 457 Deferred Compensation Plans be approved.
Second.
Been probably moved in second. Staff report, Mr. Felix. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Mayor and Council. The city currently has 2 active 457 supplemental retirement plans. For those who don't know, that is similar to a 401k, but this is in addition to the Arizona State or Public Safety Retirement System the employees already have to participate in. A few months back, a couple of fire department personnel had met some cohorts and got talking, and they wanted to bring forward adding the public safety retirement 457 supplemental plan to our plan as an option that they could go and invest in. The main reason for that was our plan through Nationwide currently has either a 55 or 90 cent load rate for the personnel when they purchase their items through their investments through the thing. Public safety, January 1 went to 5 cents a transaction, significantly less. As we looked at the ASRS, we also then looked, or the PSPRS one, we also looked at ASRS as another option for the Arizona State Retirement employee members, and they also have a plan which will be is 6 cents a transaction. By approving this, you'll open this up so that employees will have 4 options that they could go from. They could go to the ICMA that's currently available, the current city plan through Nationwide, the PSPRS plan through Nationwide, and the ASRS plan through Nationwide. If people wish to change from one of the current plans to the Nationwide plan, they simply fill a form out. Very easy. They can transfer to the new plan. There's no requirement to change. We're not closing any of the current plans people have. Be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you and your staff for doing the research to figure out how we can add these options, and to the firefighters who figured out that they could approach you with this idea. I'm glad that you can offer this to them. Thank you.
Any comments? Yes, sir. Good. Everybody ready for the question? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it's passed. Item number 9, Councilman Rodriguez, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that the resolution 2025-030, restating the city's commitment to fair housing in Sierra Vista, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved. Second. Staff report, Mr. McLaughlin.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, HUD requires all entitlement communities take meaningful action towards ensuring fair housing choice within the community. The Fair Housing Act at the state level is overseen by the Arizona Attorney General's Office, Civil Rights Division. As I had mentioned at the work session, over the last 5 years, we've received about 1 complaint annually. I attribute this to the good job our realtor community is doing in following the law. Once this resolution is passed, it'll be posted along with the proclamation in public buildings to help spread awareness of fair housing rights afforded by the Civil Rights Act in 1968.
Any questions, comments? Ready for the question? Call for the vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? Hearing none, seeing none is passed. Tonight, we don't have no call to the publics. So that is done. And we'll have comments and requests from the council. We'll start with Councilwoman Jackson. Ma'am. Oh, you give me a thumbs up?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good. I'm good.
All right. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Jones?
No, sir.
All right. Councilwoman Landry?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to thank all of the youth that came to share their art, and congratulations to all the winners. That's one of the really cool things that I always look forward to, is seeing seeing their artwork and stuff. And I think that's really great that there was 132 entries from 19 classes in 6 schools. That's really cool. So I'm really, thanks to all the youth that did that. That was really neat, and for them being here. I also wanted to kind of mention that it's, springtime, it's getting close to summer. We got kids that have spring fever, teachers have spring fever. And so I'm sure that a lot of the kids are probably getting really angsty at the end of the school year. And I'm sure that the teachers are getting kind of tired of it. Especially with some of the kids out there. So I just wanted to encourage everybody to reach out to a lot of these teachers out there, which they should be reaching out to them all the time, and just giving them a little bit of extra love to help them get through the end of the school year. Maybe, give them something special like a card or something, just to kind of show them and kind of get them through, because they do a really tough job, and I feel like they're they're definitely underpaid and underappreciated, I feel like, as well. So definitely reach out to them, help them get through the end of the school year so they can have a good summer and relax. I also wanted to give a special shout out today, too. Today is one of my friend Lori Zuko's birthday. She's one of the kindest and smartest ladies that I know. So I just wanted to say, happy birthday, Queen. I love you, and I hope you have a really great day. Thank you.
Birthday, Lori. What? Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, sir. Let's congratulate all the Water Wise contestants as well. That's one of my favorite contests all year, is to see their artwork. Some of the details I like finding in those ones. I don't know if you saw this, but in Eli Gonzalez's, there was a little firefighter with a big old mustache. Like, I want to know who he modeled that after. I think I know, but it's a really cool picture if you look at it. I'd say Pickett, but yeah. The wildlife in there, like all the native wildlife that they put in their pictures, I love that too. So just little things I like picking out of those things. Make sure you guys do your taxes. April 15th, Tuesday is tax day. All right. Our youth council meeting, our next one is Wednesday, April 16th. And that's from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Sports Division building. For any youth, 8th grade to seniors that want to come out and check it out, what it's about. Looking forward to keeping that going. I'm sure you're probably somebody else going to talk about West Fest this weekend. So I won't talk about it. I'll let you guys do it. Moonshot pitch is tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. 1:30 to 3:30 at Doc's Watering Hole. Right. That's always a really cool event if you can make it, see the pitches. They had the youth pitch 2 days ago. This is for the adults. So check that out if you can. And I just want to, they brought up earlier, we did some good things, some proclamations, but I like the point that was brought up, like, it's fortunately another example of our local budgets and initiatives being affected by decisions made in D.C. Like, first things first, of that possibly going away, that kills me to hear when that happens, if that, could happen. So just a reminder, ask your state elected officials what they're doing to support our community. When you hear about things like that, ask them what are they doing to make sure things like that don't happen whenever you see them. A lot of sports stuff coming up in outdoor sports, so go support our youth. Thank you, Mayor, for always being out there taking pictures. The Buena prom is coming up, so a lot of stuff going on. So be careful out there shopping for all this prom stuff coming up. That's all I have.
You got 2 going to the prom?
Yes, I got twins, so it's always double prom for me.
Councilman Benning, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Like Councilmember Rodriguez was saying, this Saturday, noon to 6 is West Fest. So make sure you come on out and enjoy the festivities. Always a good time. For those that don't know, it's the month of the military child. So, since we're bringing things up, it is the month of the military child. I think it's purple. Then I want to thank Pastor Justin McPeak for blessing us tonight. It's always a pleasure. And like everyone else said, all 132 participants in WaterWise. You all are winners, and congratulations to the winners tonight. Looking at everything that when the youth come, like Councilmember Angelica Landry said, it's always nice seeing the youth come, seeing the things that they're doing. When we see it, we know our future's bright. So I appreciate all the support and the family that they have behind them. CCS, I think they left already. Just wanted to thank them. And then praying your Easter will be bright with the hope and joy of our risen Savior. So happy Easter. Look forward to it. It'll be before our next council meeting. Did you scratch it off? I'm sorry. and then finally, a lot of people know, a lot of people don't know. April 24th is my last day on the dais, my last time on the dais. So I'm going to say for the thousands watching live on YouTube, come on out, say goodbye if y'all want. It's been a pleasure, and I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to it. And Mr. Mayor, I'm going to end with Be Blessed, Sierra Vista, and thank you.
Cracking a tear.
Nah, it's a good thing.
I literally don't know what it's like not having William here, so that's weird to think about. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was fortunate enough to attend the Big Idea Blitz. I just want to give a shout out to the whole economic development team. Tony's over there, but it was all of them working all day on it yesterday, and I think Diane Cameron did the heavy lifting on that one, so she's amazing the way she was herding cats yesterday.
Oh, wow.
But they had 16 teams. They all did really great jobs presenting their ideas for services and businesses, and beautiful slides. They clearly articulated their ideas, and I was so impressed and proud of our youth yesterday and today. And then you mentioned Westfest, like that's another opportunity for artists they're going to do the chalk art again, and that's always really fun, but they're making it a competition this year, so if they get there by a certain time, I think they can register. But yeah, there was 3 winners yesterday, and they'll be presenting at Docks during the Moonshot. So while the judges are judging for the adult competition, you'll have an opportunity to see the top 3 winners from the Big Idea Blitz, which are all phenomenal. And then I also had one other thing. So back in 2022, Officer Janae Stewart responded to a call. There were a couple puppies abandoned in Veterans Memorial Park, and they had been injured by another animal. And they had some pretty severe injuries, and they were young puppies. They couldn't even walk yet. And the shelter took them in. Janae brought them to, Officer Stewart brought them to the shelter, and they got bottle fed, and then the former mayor pro tem and I ended up being at a promotion ceremony or something. I don't know how Arlene did. All she did was put a puppy in each of our hands, and we're like, okay. So now, yeah. So now, Janae Jr. and Betty are celebrating their 3rd birthday. They overcame all the odds, and they are 3 years old today.
Oh,
So,
wow.
That's cool. So I wanted to share that good story, and that's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So this week had an opportunity to see the police recruits in action at the Coaches College shooting range. They did awesome. Next week, Chief reminded me that they're doing night driving at the track. So we'll probably get some.
We'll get lots of emails about that.
So, but I'm definitely going to go out and ride with them. That's gonna be, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. So, and also on tomorrow, if you're not doing anything, 7 o'clock, the torch run down Fry. So, y'all
good
do
for
it?
you.
Oh, good. Okay. I mean, y'all could come support Special Olympics.
I'll bring some food. You want some food?
You want us to run?
No. Oh, no, we're
That's
not
what I
doing
heard.
that.
7 a.m. It goes from Veterans down right to by Denny's and then to police station.
Yes, sir.
That's the route.
Yes, sir.
But I'll be at the end with some food.
Okay. Okay. All right.
William's still recovering from his burn from earlier. So I'm really glad that we have first responders in the room.
No, I recovered quick. I might need small words, but some people need pictures. I love this place.
Well, that's it for me. So torch run tomorrow, and thank you for all you do. Thank you. And with that, we are dismissed.